murder charges filed in a major drug trafficking investigation. The state attorney general says some of the suspects are tied to the fentanyl overdose deaths of at least 6 people. Our Taylor Farmer has details on the more than 60 people now facing charges.
Several local, state, and federal agencies gathered at the Greenville County Courthouse today, sending a clear message to those distributing fentanyl.
We are coming for you, and we are going to use every weapon at our disposal.
And we're going to get you, and we're going to lock you up.
The Attorney General's office announced indictments for fentanyl trafficking, and the state grand jury is indicting fentanyl dealers for murder, accessory before the fact to murder, and conspiracy to commit murder for their role in victim overdose deaths.
And one other time have we charged, and the state grand jury charged a fentanyl and opiate dealer with murder, and we're doing it again.
South Carolina's state grand jury indictments were also unsealed in the narcotic trafficking investigation known as Devil in Disguise. The 64 suspects are facing 327 charges in Greenville, Pickens, and Anderson counties.
EMT or somebody that rides in an ambulance, they go to an overdose almost every other day, and they distribute Narcan. And somebody doesn't usually die until after about 3 Narcans. That's how much fentanyl there is in the upstate.
Representatives from the Department of Homeland Security spoke about how these drugs are getting into South Carolina, blaming Mexican drug cartels at the southern border.
Do not let anyone tell you there is no crisis at the southern border. It is very real, and it poses an existential threat to the citizens of our respective communities.
An upstate task force has been working diligently to get drugs off the streets, hoping to save lives.
And we're ready for the battle. It's just starting.
Family members who lost a loved one to fentanyl overdoses stood up in court today and expressed their grief, asking for justice.
653 days ago, our lives as we knew them were over. What I saw that morning, no parent should ever have to see. And I still relive that day over and over in my mind. I ask you, please not grant bond due to the severity of the crimes they now have been charged with. I absolutely believe they would do anything necessary to avoid being held accountable.
Bond hearings were held for several defendants today at the courthouse and will resume tomorrow. In Greenville County, Taylor Farmer, 7 News.
And while the Attorney General has tied 6 deaths to this ring, there are 8 more fentanyl overdose deaths being investigated. The Greenville County coroner says that there were 278 drug overdose related deaths in Greenville County for 2022, most of them related to fentanyl.